वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, we are starting new chapter, chapter 62, the meeting of Usha and Aniruddha. Text number 1 onwards. Shri Rajuvacha Banasya Tanyamusham Upiyame Yaduttamaha Tatra Yuddham Bhutghoram Harishankarayor Mahat Etat Sarvam Mahayogin Samakyatam Tvam Artasi. King Parikshit said, the best of the Yadus married Banasur's daughter Usha, and as a result, great fearsome battle occurred between Lord Hari and Lord Shankar. Please explain everything about this incident, the most powerful of mystics. Shri Shukavacha, Bana Putra Shat Jeshto Balerasin Mahatmana Yena Vaman Rupaya Hari Adai Medini Tasya Rasa Suto Bana Shiva Bhakti Rata Sada Manya Vadanyo Dhimansha Satya Sandho Dridvrata Shonita Kepure Ramye Sa Rajyam Akarot Pura Tasya Shambhu Prasadena Kingara Ivate Amaraha Sahasra Bahur Badena Tandave Atoshyam Rinam. Shukdev Goswami said, Bana was the oldest of the 100 sons fathered by the great saint Bali Maharaj, who gave the whole earth in charity to Lord Hari when he appeared as Vamadev. Banasur, born from Bali's semen, became a great devotee of Lord Shiva. His behavior was always respectable, and he was generous, intelligent, truthful, and firm in his vows. The beautiful city of Shonitpur was under his dominion. Because Lord Shiva had favored him, the very demigods waited on Banasurs like menial servants. Once when Shiva was dancing by his Tandav Nritya, Bana especially satisfied the Lord by playing a musical accompaniment with his 1,000 arms. So he had 1,000 arms, and he pleased Lord Shiva. Bhagwan Sarva Bhutesha Sharanya Bhaktavatsalam Varena Chandya Masa Satam Vavre Puradhipam. The Lord and Master of all created beings, the compassionate refuge of his devotees, gladdened Banasur by offering him the benediction of his choice. Bana chose to have him, Lord Shiva, as a guardian of his city. So what this Banasur did, he was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. And in fact, all these asuras are. They want some material benediction by doing tapasya, by pleasing Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva gets pleased very quickly. He's Ashutosh. So he pleased Shiva. First he had only two hands. And then he played mridanga when Lord Shiva was doing his Tandav Nritya. He was dancing. His Nataraj. And then Lord Shiva got pleased. And then Banasur said, okay, give me 1,000 hands by which I can play different musical instruments and while you're dancing. Lord Shiva got more pleased. He gave him 1,000 hands. And then he became more pleased by his Banasur service. And Bana asked him, okay, Lord Shiva, you please become the guardian of my city, Shonitpur. Sa ekada girisham parshvastham viryam durmadah virya durmadah kirite naraka varnena sansprishastat padambujam. Banasur was intoxicated with his strength. One day when Lord Shiva was standing beside him, Banasur touched the Lord's lotus feet with his helmet, which shone like the sun, and spoke to him as follows. Namasya Tvam Mahadeva Lokanam Guruvishwaram Punsama Purana Kamanam Kamapura Marangripam. Banasur said, "O Lord Mahadev, I bow down to you, the spiritual master and controller of the worlds. You're like the heavenly tree that fulfills the desires of those whose desires are unfulfilled. Dohasaram tvaya dattam param bharaya me bhavat trilokyam pratiyodharam na labhe tvadrite samam." These 1,000 arms you bestowed upon me have become merely a heavy burden. Besides you, I find no one in the three worlds worthy to fight. According to the Acharyas, Banasur's subtle implication here is this: and so when I have defeated you, Lord Shiva, my world conquest will be complete and my desire for battle satisfied. So he says, you gave me 1,000 arms. Okay, I use them when you're dancing, but when you're not, what to do with these arms? He was so powerful, demon, and especially now he has 1,000 arms. Now what to do? Kandutya nirbhriter dorbhir yuyutsur dig gajanaham adyayam churnayan drina bhitaste api pradruvhu. Eager to fight with the elephants who rule the directions, so primeval Lord, I went forth, pulverizing mountains with my arms, which were itching for battle. But even those great elephants fled in fear. He was pulverizing mountains. Can we believe that? How powerful he must be. Tachrutva Bhagwan Kruddha Ketuste Bhajate Yata Taddarpadhanam Bhamen Moda Samyugam Matsamenate. Hearing this, Lord Shiva became angry and replied, "Your flag will be broken, you fool, when you have done battle with one who's my equal. That fight will vanquish your conceit." Lord Shiva could have immediately chastised Banasura and personally destroyed his pride. But since Banasura had been such a faithful servant of Shiva, did not do so. So he said, very soon you will one, and he'll vanquish your conceit, he'll vanquish your pride. Iti yukta kumatir hrishta swagriham pravishan ripa pratikshan girishadesham swaviryan shannakam kudhi. Thus advised, unintelligent Banasur was delighted and went home, O king, to wait for which Lord Girish had predicted the destruction of his prowess. Here Banasur is described as Kudhi, having bad intelligence, and Kuma, foolish, because he completely misunderstood the situation. The demon was so arrogant that he was conceived no one could defeat him. He was delighted to hear that someone as powerful as Lord Shiva would come to fight with him and satisfy his itching for battle. Though Shiva had said that this person would break Bana's flag and destroy his prowess, the demon was so foolish to take this statement seriously and eagerly awaited the fight. He could not believe that anybody could, so he just wanted the fight. Now this is a difference. Devotees and demons, they want to use everything in the service of the Lord, whatever powers they have, whatever special capabilities, strength they have. Arjun used everything. Hanumanji used everything in the service of the Lord. And Asuras, they just do the opposite. At the present moment, materialistic people are delighted by the many unlimited facilities for sense gratification. Although it is clear that death, both individual and collective, is quickly approaching them, modern sense gratifiers are oblivious to their inevitable destruction. As stated in the Bhagavatam, Pashanapi na pashyati. Even though their imminent destruction is apparent, they're too blind to see it. Being intoxicated by sex enjoyment and family attachment, Banasur was intoxicated with this material prowess and could not believe that he was about to be cut down to size. Tasyosha nam duhita swapne pradyumnina ratim kanya labhat kantena pragadrishta shrutena saham. In a dream, Bana's daughter, the maiden Usha, had an amorous encounter with the son of Pradyumna, although she had never before seen word of her lover. The incidents now described will lead up to the fight by Lord Shiva. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes the following verses from Vishnu Purana, explains Usha's dream. So Usha was maiden or Banasur's daughter, and she somehow had the dream of the son of Pradyumna or Aniruddha. O Brahma, Usha, the daughter of Bana, happened to see Parvati playing with her husband Lord Shambhu. Usha intensely desired to experience the same feelings. At that time, goddess Gauri, Parvati, who knows everyone's heart, young girl, don't be so disturbed. You will have a chance to enjoy with your own husband. Hearing this to her, but when and who will my husband be? In response, Parvati addressed her once more. The man who approaches you in name on the 12th lunar day of the bright fortnight of the month of Vaishak will become, O princess. Satatratam pashyanti kvasi kante tivadini madhya utpastho vila vriditam tasham. Losing sight of him in her dream, Usha suddenly sat up in the midst of her girlfriends, crying out, "Where are you, my lover?" She was certainly disturbed, greatly disturbed and embarrassed. Coming to her senses and remembering that she was surrounded by her girlfriends, Usha was naturally very embarrassed to have sighted out in that way. At that time, she was disturbed by attachment to the beloved man who had appeared in her dream. So obviously, she was in the palace, in the inner quarters, inner chambers of the palace, where she was with all the girls. And all of a sudden, she got up from the dream saying, "Oh, where are you, my lover?" Banasya mantri kumbhandash chitra lekha chatatsata sakhya prichat sakhi musham kotuhal samanvita. Banasur had a minister named Kumbhanda, whose daughter was Chitralekha, a companion of Usha's. She was filled with curiosity, and thus she inquired from her friend. Kam tvam mrigyase subhru kidrishaste manoratha hastagraham nate adyapi rajaputri uplakshaye. Chitralekha said, "Who are you searching for, O fine-browed one? What is this hankering you're feeling? Until now, O princess, I haven't seen any man take your hand in marriage." Drishta kaschan nara swapne shyama kamalalochana pitavasa brihad bahur yoshitam hridyangamaha. Usha said, "In my dream, I saw a certain man who had a dark blue complexion, lotus eyes, yellow garments, and mighty arms. He was a kind who touches women's hearts." Tamaham mrige ekantam payitva dharam madhu vapi yatas priyatim kshiptva mam vrijinarnave. It is that lover I search for, to making me drink the honey of his lips. He has gone elsewhere, and thus he has thrown me, hankering fervently for him, into the ocean of distress. Chitralekho vacha vyasanam te pakarshami trilokyam iti bhavite tamo tamaneshe varam yaste manoharta tamadisha. Chitralekha said, I'll remove your distress. If he is to be found anywhere in the three worlds, I'll bring this future husband of yours who has stolen your heart. Please show me who he is. Interestingly, the name Chitralekha indicates a person skilled in the art of drawing or painting. Chitra means excellent or variegated, and Lekha means the art of drawing or painting. Chitralekha is described in the following verse, will now utilize the talent indicated by her name. So she was so talented that she could draw a picture just by listening to the description. And this is what she said. You saw him in a dream, and I'll draw the picture of him. इति उक्त्वा देवगंधर्व सिद्धचारण पन्नगान दैत्य विद्याधरान यक्षान मरुजांश यथा लिखत. Saying this, Chitralekha proceeded to draw accurate pictures of various demigods, Gandharvas, Siddhas, Charans, Pannagas, Daityas, Vidyadharas, Yakshas, and humans. So she had seen everybody, and she was drawing the pictures of different men. Manujeshu chasa vrishnin shuramanak dundubhim vyalikhad Ram Krishnocha Pradyumnam Vikshya Lajjita Aniruddham Vilikitam Vikshyo Shavang Mukhi Kriya Yo So Asava Saviti Praha Smai Mana Mahipate. O king among the humans, Chitralekha drew pictures of the Vrishnis, including Shursen, Anagdundubi, Balaram, and Krishna. When Usha saw the picture of Pradyumna, she became bashful. And when she saw Aniruddha's picture, she bent her head down in embarrassment. Smiling, she exclaimed, "He is the one, it's him." Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives this further insight. When Usha saw the picture of Pradyumna, she became bashful because she thought, "This is my father-in-law." Then she saw the picture of her lover, Aniruddha, and she cried out in joy. So this is how wonderful this Chitralekha was in painting the pictures. Chitralekha tamagyaya pautram Krishnasya yogini yayo vihayasa rajan dwarkam Krishna palitam. Chitralekha mystics recognized him as Krishna's grandfather. My dear king, she then traveled by the mystic skyway to Dwarka, the city under Lord Krishna's protection. Tatra suptam suparyanke pradyumnim yogama grihitva shonitapuram sakya priyamadarshaya. There she found Pradyumna's son Anirudh sleeping upon a fine bed. With the yogic power, she took him away to Shonitpur, where she presented her girlfriend Usha, her beloved. It is, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, it is stated here that Chitralekha resorted to mystic power. As explained in the Harivansha and other literatures, she needed to employ her powers because when she arrived at Dwarka, she found herself unable to enter Lord Krishna's city. At that time, Shri Narad Muni instructed her in the method of entering. Some authorities also say that Chitralekha is herself an expansion of Yogamaya. So all this is being done only by Krishna's yoga. There's no way. See, first we saw how Pradyumna was kidnapped by demon Shambar, and now Aniruddha is kidnapped by Chitra. And in the end, both will end up getting married and bringing beautiful brides to Dwarka and killing some demons. And Narad Muni, he always comes at the right time, at the right place. So he came and he instructed her in the mystic art of entering Dwarka. Sachatam varam vilokyam muditanana dushprekshe swagrihe pumbhi reme pradyumnina samam. When Usha beheld him, the most beautiful of men, her face lit up with joy. She took the son of Pradyumna to her private quarters, which men were forbidden to see, and there enjoyed with him. Pradhya vasas gandha dhupa deepa sanadipi pan bhojan bhakshyascha vakya shushrushnash architaha gudha kanya pure shashvat pravridhaya taya nahar ganan sab ubudhe ushya pahritendriyaha. Usha worshipped Aniruddha with the faithful service, offering him priceless garments, along with garlands, fragrances, incense, lamps, sitting places, and so on. She also offered him beverages, all types of food and sweet words. As he thus remained hidden in the young lady's quarters, Aniruddha did not notice the passing of the, for his sense captivated by Usha, whose affection ever increased. ताम तथा यदु वीरेण भुज्यमानं हतव्रतां हेतुभिर्लक्ष्यां चक्रुर आप्रेरितां दुर्वच्छद्दः भटा आवेद्यां चक्रु राजंस्ते वयं विचेषितं लक्ष्यामः कन्याया कुलदूषणम्. The female guards eventually noticed unmistakable symptoms of romantic involvement in Usha, who, having broken her maiden vow, was being enjoyed by the Yadu hero and showing signs of full happiness. The guards went to Banasur and told him, "O king, we have detected in your daughter the kind of improper behavior that spoils the reputation of a young girl's family." The guards feared that if Manasur found out that about Usha's activity from some other source, he would severely punish them. And thus they personally informed him that his young daughter was no longer a virgin or an innocent. Anapayabhir guptayascha grihe kanyaya dushanam kumbhir dushprekshaya na vidmahe. We have carefully watched over her, never leaving our post or masters to understand how this maiden, whom no man can even see, corrupted within the Acharyas explained that the words anapayabhi can mean either never going away or never deluded. Also, if we take the alternate reading, dushpresheha instead of dushpreksheha, the gods refer to Ush as she whose wicked girlfriend has been sent on a mission. Okay, whichever way. So they came and informed Banasur. Tata प्रव्यथितो बाणो दुहितो श्रुतदूषण त्वरित कन्याकं प्राप्तो अद्राक्षीत यदुवहम्. Very agitated to hear of his daughter's corruption, Banasur rushed at one's quarters. There he saw the pride of the Yadus, Anirudh. Kamatmajam tam bhuvaneka sundaram shyamam pishangambaram bhujekshanam brihad bhujam kundal kuntalitvisha स्मितावलोकेन च मंडिताननम दिव्यंतम अक्षय प्रिययाभिनिर्मणया तदंग संगस्तन सृजम बाहोरदधानम मधु मल्लिकाश्रितां तस्याग्र आसीनमवेक्ष्य विस्मितः. Banasur saw before him Cupid's own son, because Pradyumna was Cupid's, possessed of unrivaled beauty with dark blue complexion, yellow garments, eyes, and formidable arms. His face was adorned with effulgent earrings and hair, and also with smiles. As he sat opposite his most auspicious lover, playing with her red dice, there in his arms, a garland of spring jasmine that had been smeared with kumkum powder from her breast when he had embraced her. Banasur was astonished to see all this. How can a man enter my daughter's quarters and he's here playing dice with her? Satam pravishtam vritam atataibhir bhanikara valokya madhavam udyamya morvam parigam vyavasito yathantako dandadharo jighansaya. Surrender with many armed guards, Aniruddha's iron stood resolute, ready to strike one who attacked him. He resembled death personified, holding his rod of punishment. So this club was not made of ordinary iron, but a special kind called a muru. Jigriksha tan parista parisarpata shuno yatha shukara yatho apahana tehanyamana bhavanadvinirgita nirbhanam murdorurbuja pradudruvuhu. As the guards converged on him from all sides, trying to capture him, Anuruddha struck them just as a leader of a pack force strikes pack of dogs. With blows, the guards fled the palace, running for their lives with shattered heads, thighs, and arms. Tam nagapashara balno bali dhanantam swasanyam kupito vabandha usham shoka vishada vivala Baddham nishamya ashtuka lakshasi. But even as Anirudh was striking down the army of Bana, that powerful son of Bali, Banasur, angrily caught him with mystic Nagapoops. When Usha heard of Anirudh's capture, she was overwhelmed with grief and her eyes filled with tears and she wept. That explained that Banasur could not actually capture the powerful grandson of Lord Krishna. However, Leela Shakti, your pastime potency, allowed this to happen, so the events described in the next chapter could take place. Thus ends the purpose to 10th canto, 62nd chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Meeting of Usha and Aniruddha. So some stories, some twists, some turns are always there in all these pastimes. But basically, Paritrana sadhunam vinashaya chatushkrita. That is what the purpose of Krishna's advent is. So this is what's going to happen here as well. So we'll study what happens. We'll stop here. See anybody has any questions, comments?
One comment, Prabhuji. Shonitpur is in
Yeah.
Assam, and that time Krishna and I think Aniruddha, from where Chitralekha took him, was in Dwarka. So from all the way west to east. I saw this Shonitpur in one of our YouTube videos, so that's how I recall
Oh,
that
okay.
place. Yeah, interesting
Oh,
fact.
that's nice. Yeah. So she took him all the way from Dwarka to Assam. Wow.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, so I guess we can stop here. You all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhu.
Hare